Hey, what's up guys? Thanks for joining. So today I want to check out a Meters song called Here Comes the Meter Man. It's a killer track. It's got some really cool guitar parts. It's groovy. It's all that kind of stuff. The reason I want to check it out is because I've been thinking about triads lately and how I visualize the fretboard and how I can get across to you guys the things that I'm imagining. And I wanted to do that in like a bit of a study piece just to make it a little bit more fun, so you're not watching me sort of go through all the string sets, which can be beneficial. And I will do another video sort of more in depth on the CAGED system and ways to practice that. But this is a really good practical application for some really nice sort of funk R&B triads on the guitar, just to get inside that style and start visualizing these chords, these little 3-note voicings. So let's jump into the first section now. It's based around 2 parts. This is how I think of it. Each part consists of 3 chords. So I'll show you the first 3 chords. This is a B flat triad, it goes to an F triad, and then a C triad. Now these triads on the guitar are part of the CAGED system. If we just quickly look at them, this is an A shape, this is an E shape, and this is an A shape. And then the next 3 chords of the first section are... So let's look at that. That is an F major to an E flat major to a C major. Really interesting chord changes. Now if we want to talk about it in terms of the CAGED system, this is a C shape. Again, this E flat is a C shape. And then we've got our A shape. In terms of these chords, what we're playing are the 5th, the root note, and the 3rd of the B flat. That's really important. And then we're playing the root note, the 3rd, and the 5th of the F. And then when we go to the C, it's the 5th, the root note, and the 3rd. And then when we go to the second section of the first part, I hope that makes sense, we've got the 3rd of F, the 5th of F, and the root note. And then that same structure goes to the E flat major chord. So we've got the 3rd, 5th, and the root note, and then back to that C major. This is the first section. So I'm hoping this will help you just a little bit. I mean, there's 5 chords in that first section, and then we're going to shift it up 2 more frets, and there's another 5 chords. So all up, we're sort of looking at 10 different chords just in that sort of A section, I would consider that. So let's look at these new chords. Remember, it's just the same thing up 2 frets. So we're hitting a C major chord first, a G major triad next, and then a D triad. And then we hit a G major triad, and then an F major triad, and then go back to the D. So the root or the tonic is sort of shifting from C in that first section to a D. Pretty cool, right? Now I would sort of call it the B section, focuses around an A minor to an E7. And this is great voice leading. So we've got an A minor triad, A, the root note, the minor third, the fifth, to an E7. So I've got G sharp, which is the major third, D, the flat 7, and then the root note there. So there's no 5, there's no fifth, which is fine. So that B section. And then we go to a D minor 7. Now, it may look like I'm playing, I mean, in this context, when I'm playing on my own, I am playing the root note. But when I'm playing in that track, at least I don't think, I'm not hitting the bass note. And this is really important because it kind of muddies up the sound when the bass player is playing the root note. So we've got a D minor 7. Now, all I'm doing is I'm playing the fifth, the flat 7, the minor third, and the fifth on top. And then we go to an E minor 7. And then that happens again. And then, now this may look like a C minor 7 based on everything that I've done before it. However, the bass player plays an E flat. And this is our C shape, E flat major chord, right? Our C shape based on the CAGED system. Don't get it confused with the actual C chord. I know that can be tricky. So there's our E flat major chord, which is sort of going to flip your mind a little bit, which is again why I want to look at it, because we've been playing the same shape but calling it a D minor 7 chord, and then when we hit this shape or this chord, it's actually an E flat major. So I'd encourage you to get these under your fingers and play along with the track. It's really good fun to do that, the single note line, as well as get those chords happening. If you're struggling with doing both of those things at the same time, just stick to the chords and get an understanding of what's happening with the harmony there. Start to visualize, I would suggest visualize the bass notes or the root notes or the tonics, whatever you want to call it. It's really, really helpful to get that happening.